Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome to the middle of the week. It's Thursday. Woohoo! Every Thursday we talk about personal finance, and one major aspect of personal finance is retirement. Now, this video is especially for people in Switzerland, so I'm going to be talking about the Swiss pension system over the next couple of weeks. Today, I'll just give a brief overview of what it is, and then next week I'm going to dive deeper into how you can maximize it. So starting with the pension system, it can be a bit confusing, especially if you didn't grow up here in Switzerland, because we've got Pillar A and Pillar 1, Pillar 2 and Pillar 3, and then Pillar 3 has got Pillar 3A and then Pillar 3B. And that can be very confusing. You're like, what does this mean? Well, to simplify it for you, imagine you've got a chair, and this chair has got 3 legs that keeps it standing. Each leg is a pillar. Okay, so pillar 1 is AHV, that's what it's called in German, AHV, and it is compulsory. It's the state pension. From the moment you start working from the age of 18 or till you retire 65, you have to contribute to this, and you can also pay back some of what, if you didn't work for some years, you can cover that back up, but it's very compulsory. And this covers the AHV, which is the old age insurance, and then the disability insurance as well, plus other supplementary benefits there. So it's compulsory, it's by the government, everyone has to do that, everyone has to pay into it. Then that's pillar 1. Pillar 2 is your company pension, and this is sort of divided into 2 aspects. What you contribute is the first one, and then what the company contributes in addition to your contributions. So for example, if you contribute 100 francs each month from your salary, the company can also match that with an additional 100 francs, so you have 200 francs. So it's called the match system. The company contributes a match. Now, depending on which company you work for, some of them could give you even above that, whereas others, there's a minimum they can contribute to that. So that's your second pension. It's very compulsory as well, because it's through your company. You can't opt out of it, and you can't control how it's invested. The same with the first one. The first pillar, you can't determine how the investments are made. So the government determines all of that. Your company chooses a fund or a company like AXA, for example, and they buy into it and they contribute every month for you. So that's also for your retirement, for your pension fund. Now, where it gets a bit more complicated is pillar 3. Under pillar 3, you've got 3A and 3B. Now, pillar 3 is actually entirely voluntary. You don't have to have them. So 1 and 2, pillar 1 and 2 are compulsory, but pillar 3 is not. Okay, so here you can sort of choose what you do. However, pillar 3A is not as flexible as pillar 3B, and they have their own benefits. So pillar 3A is often you buy into some sort of fund or something. It's an investment and it's tax deductible. So there are lots of good advantages from a tax standpoint. You can deduct it from your taxes every year. You get some money back from the government, or you pay less taxes based on how much you contributed. However, there's a maximum amount you can contribute. I believe this year it's 6,883, and every year it increases. So you can't contribute more than that. But there is a clause: if you are an independent person, or you're self-employed, then it's different. I believe you can contribute a much higher amount than that. So with 3A, you can work with different companies. My best choice would be VIAC. They've got an excellent fund. They're very cheap, very easy to use, very user-friendly. Amazing VIAC. So check them out if you don't already have a 3A pension. And if you do already with other ones, you can also roll it over, because VIAC is really amazing. Then pillar 3B is a bit more complicated. It's flexible, but it doesn't have any tax advantages, so you can contribute however much you want. It can be a life insurance policy, which is just a classic life insurance policy, or it can be a mixture where a part of your contributions goes to your life insurance and the other part goes into a fund. So it's very flexible. Or it can just be a savings where it grows by a fixed percentage every year, but it doesn't grow so much. So it depends on what you want. This is additional. You can contribute as much as you want, but you can't deduct it. So that will be your pillar 3B. So next week I'm going to go deeper into 3A versus 3B, how to maximize those, because you can't change 1 and 2 anyway. You can only change 3, and that is where it really matters, because pillar 1 and 2 is supposed to cover about 60% of your income in retirement. So if you're making like 10,000 francs per month before you retire, in retirement, pillar 1 and 2 will give you around 6,000. But this varies based on how long you contributed into it, your income when you started, and all of that, and when you begin to draw down from it, because you can begin to draw down from it before you actually hit the official retirement age of 64 for women and 65 for men, which is probably going to increase over the years to 67, for example. So that's just a brief overview of the pension system here in Switzerland. I'll go a bit deeper into 3A and 3B next week to explain the differences further, and now you can maximize them. Because lots of people, this is where you actually lose a lot of money. Like I've talked to lots of clients, it's in 3A and 3B that they really lose a lot of money because they don't know what to do. And because it's flexible, it's not compulsory, it's in your hands, which means there are chances of you making mistakes in them. And there are lots of companies out there, investment firms, that take advantage of the ignorance of people and make them pay into funds that don't return very much to them. So we'll talk about this more next week. But have a lovely week, and if you have any questions, reach out to me, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and share and comment below. So thank you very much, and have a fantastic week. Bye bye.